Oops. Hey people, people. Still in the loaner. Almost 2 weeks. But I guess this is gonna be my call. I haven't heard from them. Maybe I should install the phone holder, because it looks like this is gonna be my car. It's a 2024 and it had 400 miles when I got it. So I guess this is my car now. Oh my God, y'all. Another opportunity has knocked on the door with a very, very, very attractive financial package. And I'm gonna go for it. I believe it's a little advanced for me at this point without training. But what job that you come in don't give you no training? You know what I mean? So here's my conundrum, guys. I feel in my heart of hearts, I'm going to work for it. You know what I mean? It is going to be the sacrifice that I have been trying to avoid when I made the decision to be a parent and not have something like a job consume my life where I am missing out on stuff with my kids for money. And my good BFF came over this weekend and we talked about it, because he is dating. He's actively dating, and we were talking about the perils of dating. Now, I haven't been on a date in 13 years, so I'm out of the scene. So apparently it ain't good out there. The dating pool has pee and piss in it, from what I heard, on both sides, men and women. So I'm looking for my lip gloss. So we were talking about it, and we were talking about 50-50 and yada 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 as far as bills. And I'm not a fan of 50-50 unless you guys are at the same job making the same amount of money. I believe in percentage, right? So if I'm making $100,000 and my man is making $30,000, and our rent is, or mortgage or whatever, is $3,000, why am I going to ask him to spend $1,500 on rent? That's more than half of his take-home pay. Because $30,000 is probably take-home $1,100. So he's going to need a check and $400 from his second check. And if I'm making $100,000, $1,500 is less than half of one of my take-home checks. So that to me is unfair. I believe in percentage. If I made the $100,000 and my man made the 30, I would pay the entirety of the rent and whatever child care we had. And I wouldn't even ask him, because that's how I run my household. So we have accounts, we have joint accounts. I'm the financial savvy person. You always should have at least one financial person. Both of y'all don't need to have that talent. If you guys are cohabitating and in a house, only one of y'all needs to have that talent. So what I do is I pay the bills and draw appropriately from the accounts. Now, when we still have the accounts that we had before we got married, and we have one together. So when it's time to pay bills, I draw accordingly. Draw from mine, draw from his. And in those times where the credit card bills are really high and I don't want to keep paying the interest on it, I draw from the joint. And how the joint gets funded is by both of us. But I'll never have his account where he is at the minimum to keep a checking account $100 and mine got $4,000 or $5,000 in it. That's not fair. That's not fair, and that's not right. And it's also very scary. So I make sure it's equally yoked. Now, I don't know if this is lucky or this is just how it's been, but since dating into marriage, there was only a short stint of time where the pay wasn't equal, but we're pretty much equal. Couple thousand, give or take. We're pretty much on the same page. So that's easy to do. But like I said, if you guys are not on an equal financial level, I don't think it's right to split everything 50-50. That's just me. Somebody's going to feel slighted. I know I'm going to feel slighted. Like, I'm only making 30 and yada, yada, yada. So I say that to say, in that scenario, I have had discussions, because I've talked on panels about it. And I have had discussions where the women, I'm going to be fair, I'm an objectivist. The women have said, well, he needs to get a better job to reach up to my level, or get a second job to reach up to my level. And unless we are hand to mouth, I personally don't advocate one spouse getting a second job. Unless you need it. If you need it and you can't help it and you got to make ends meet, do what you got to do. Get your hustle on. But if this is just to be on some proverbial equal footing, I think is bullshit. Because quality of life has to account for something. And you are keeping that man out of his household more than he is out working. Especially if he has children that live in the house or don't. If you keep him out of the house more than he is in the house, his priorities will then be skewed. Your goal for life is to spend as much time in home. Now, I don't mean in the house doing that. I mean with your family. That's what I mean by in the home, not in the house doing nothing, right? I'm talking about quality of life in the home, right? Not him sitting on the couch being a lush and the kids are entertaining themselves. No, I mean in the home, doing stuff with your kids, doing stuff with your family, him going out with his friends, having a life, doing fun stuff, going to games, free shit. Take a picnic in your local park, pack up some tuna fish sandwiches, some chips in Ziploc bags, freeze a few Capri Suns, bring some water, and have a free picnic in the park. Everything doesn't have to cost money, right? I'm talking about in the home with you guys. So then he has priority number one is in my home. That's where I spend the most time. And work is then, I don't even want to say your work should be secondary. Your work should be tertiary. Like, it shouldn't even be your second priority. It's something else. A hobby should come before your fucking job. That's how I feel. If you take karate and you compete in the 40 over plus karate, you need to use PTO to go to a competition. Yeah, your karate comes first. I'm sorry, I can't stay for this late meeting that's not part of my work hours. I gotta go train. So something else. I'm training for a marathon. Sorry, can't stay for this meeting. Can you, and then you politely say, going forward, can meetings be scheduled before 4 o'clock? If you get off at 4, can meetings be scheduled at 3 p.m. the latest? So, and let me tell you this jewel. If your job is short-staffed, that's their fault. We have to stop saying that people don't want to work. Oh, we're short-staffed because people don't want to work. No, that's not true. Your job is short-staffed because their hiring is not attractive. Ooh, sorry, I'm back in. I'm in Alona. Their hiring and their benefits package, if there is one, is not attracting candidates. Pay is too low, whatever. And what they're doing is they're filling the holes with you. They're filling the gaps with you while paying you the same amount of money. Okay? Short staff problems is not their people that don't want to work. No, people don't want to work for the crumbs while they increase their profit margins and make their their stockholders and shareholders happy, or upper management by giving these ridiculous bonuses, while they're short 7 cashiers and have the 3 of y'all working to death, still paying y'all $20 an hour. And then don't want to pay y'all overtime. So got y'all working late, calling around trying to find childcare, right? So y'all could work late thinking y'all gonna get this overtime, but you only working 4 days next week. They done cut your days because they don't want to pay you OT. Don't let them do that to you. Short staff problem is a business problem, not a people out there bodies problem. No, it's the money. The money's too low. That's why they can't find nobody. And I, by default, am a loyalist. I'm about to have a departure, and I'm still apprehensive about doing certain things, even though I'm about to have a departure, because that's just who I am. But even I had to realize how times have changed. And if you are getting passed over for promotions, asking for raises and not getting it, and all of this stuff, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta be like a rabbit and hop, hop, hop. It's real. It's sad, but it's real. I would have loved to stay where I am if I was valued enough to be invested, if they were to invest in me. But what happened is they were very happy, pleased, overwhelmed with having me where I was, doing what I'm doing, because I was top tier, A+. And that could be a detriment when you're too good. You're too good to promote, but that's okay. You being too good to promote means that you're more valuable somewhere else. And unfortunately, you gotta go. I said this before. I encourage my husband to leave companies, and in 4-5 years, 3 companies, doubled his salary. Plus, doubled his salary 5 years ago by moving around. And unfortunately, that's how you have to play the game. I didn't make the game, I didn't make the rules, but I'm not missing out either. If these companies are not going to take heed and have ridiculous internal policies that if they promote you, the most you can get is 10% of your salary, but offer an external candidate 20 to 30% more than what they're going to give you to do the same job, then 2 things: either fire me or rehire me in this, or you got to go somewhere else. There's a statistic that says people who do not move around miss out on 50% more than what they would have made. And I have to tell you, if you live here on the East Coast, I think it's 200 to 300% more than what you made if you started at the bottom like I did. If you don't hop around, you're missing out on 300% more than what you can make. Now, there are reasons why people stay where they stay, and good for you. But if your increases is not keeping up with this ridiculous inflation, then you gotta go. If you even get an increase. I was at a job for 4 years before they raised our pay. It's crazy. It's sad, but excuse me. Sorry. It's sad because you get comfortable there, you build a rapport with your with the people, you make some co-worker friends. And it's guaranteed that you're gonna make co-worker friends because you spend consistent time with these people. But childcare is going up. And a lot of us pushed off having children into our later years, risking health, because if you can't feed the baby, don't make the baby. And you don't want to be tied to government assistance, because quiet as it's kept, I think more people than not don't want to be on government assistance. I don't think people, and I could be wrong, and it could be a few outliers, but I think most people do not want to be on government assistance. We want to be sustainable. We are creatures of doing. We are social creatures, and we are active creatures. We are active. People want to be active. So we put off children until we can have them, until we could afford them, until all of this. So we're not struggling with a goddamn baby. No, even marriage. You know how many people I know who put off marriage because they wanted to get their finances in order before they get married? And what happens? Usually the woman feels slighted while you're waiting, and the arguments increase, and she feels like shit, and y'all break up because you tried to get your money in order instead of her just going to Costco and going to Walmart and buying her a ring and realizing that it symbolizes the love. And if she doesn't want your Walmart, Costco ring, then she just wants to be married and have a ring. She don't want you. Because a woman that loves you, a woman that is in the paint, in the dirt, in the mud with you, would be happy with a Cracker Jack box ring. And I'm aging myself because Cracker Jack was the caramel popcorn that used to have a ring in there, or a little jewel. My first engagement ring that I still have to this day was the handles from a brown paper bag. That's how my husband proposed to me. A ring he twisted in a brown paper bag and proposed to me. And I kept it. And when he saved some money and was able to open a line of credit, because he was dealing with some issues like we all were, because we were poor and had student loans, he got me a ring that it took him time to pay off. Actually, this one. He got me this one. This was my engagement ring. Nothing special, right? Nothing. I mean, it's special to me. I still wear it, but not that where it take up your whole fucking finger. And our 7-year anniversary, he got me a 7-stone diamond, platinum band, because we were doing better. We grew together. So you want to keep that person, your man, your woman, in the house. What is the use of having 2 jobs and him bringing money to equal you, and y'all not hand to mouth or hand to foot? For what? So he could be away from you more and draw apart from you more? So he could lose value in his home life and put it in his job? Come on. That means you don't want the man. You don't want the man. Me and my husband had that talk about a second job. I said, no, nobody in this house will get a second job. Are you kidding? Unless we had to. Unless something happened and we was about to lose everything. But for what? A second job for what? For what? Our income matches our lifestyle perfectly. We pay our bills. We have a tiny, itty bitty, tiny amount of fun. And we save. Get a second job so you can miss going to functions with your kids, so you can miss hanging out with your kids. So you can't take time off of work because you have a second job to go watch them do ballet recitals and read books in their class and chaperone on trips. For what? So you could forget the joy and value you get. So you work 2 jobs and you come home and the kids having a temper tantrum is like nails on a chalkboard because you have given all your patience to your 2 jobs. So you come home and you terrorize the house because you are overstimulated, overworked, patience gone for the day, and any little thing that normally wouldn't bother you that the kids do, you snap on them. Mother and father. I'm talking about mother and father. That's why I made the conscious decision not to have my job stress me out. I remember being overstimulated from a job, and my kid said, "Mommy," and I said, "What?" I was in the car, and I picked them up, and I was overstimulated and drained from work. And my kid said, "Mommy," and I said, "What?" And we were on the highway, and they said, "You didn't buckle my." They were babies, like not even 2, and they were trying to tell me that I didn't buckle. Both of them were trying to tell me I forgot to harness one of them in the car seat. I was so annoyed that they were calling me. Like, what now? That I screamed at them for them to tell me that I had forgot to clip one of them into the car seat. And they both were trying to tell me. And at that time, my son wasn't talking. So he got his sister to say it. And they were babies, like 2, if not like almost 2. And I said, oh my God. I had to get off the highway, got off in an exit, found somewhere safe, and clipped them in. Put on my hazards, by the way, when I was on the highway. Put on my hazards, dropped it down because I got T-Rex arms, and it was the one behind me, and I couldn't do it, and clipped them in and kissed them and thanked them and apologized and said I was sorry, and to make them know not to ever be scared to talk to me again, because if I did not fix that situation and I did that again, they would be scared to tell me. And I said, don't listen to mommy. Mommy is sorry. Mommy was wrong. I said, mommy was wrong. I was wrong for yelling at you. You did good. Gold stars. Gold star. They love it. You don't even have to have gold stars. Gold stars for you. They were so happy. You always tell mommy. You always tell mommy, good job, good job. And I said, oh my God, that will never happen again. I will never make a place of employment drain me so much that I have nothing left to give to my kids. And you know what? Even if it wasn't a safety issue, even if they were just asking for some candy, I should not have snapped on them because I did not spend my day with them. They were at school. They deserve patience. They deserve me listening. They deserve everything that I gave them people at my job. They deserve all the patience. I would have never talked to anybody at my job like that. I can't. I have to have a level of decorum and professionalism. So I need to have that same level of decorum with my family. And that was one job. Now imagine you sending a man out there for 2 jobs. How is he going to treat his family when he get back home? Because you need a man on your level financially? For what? For what? If he's intellectually on your level and he's happy with what he's doing and you're happy with what you're doing and you could pay the bills and live a lifestyle that's not on Instagram, because let's be honest, the algorithm keeps showing me these white and beige content creators, and I'm not talking about skin color, I'm talking about their house. You know what I'm talking about, the white and beige house with the gold accents when they do a fridge restock and a fridge reset. No, I need the algorithm to show me content creators that have slightly damaged furniture because they have children. They clean their house and their little tornadoes come home and it's dirty again. That's real life. Real middle class people. Not Nara's pregnant ass who just had her baby. When her husband said, when the kids said they wanted a grilled cheese sandwich, the bitch is making bread from scratch and making her own goddamn cheese from scratch with the milk and the vinegar. No. Where's the heifers like us When my kids say they want cheese and bread, they get Sara Lee bread because I'm that bougie. In the air fryer with Cracker Barrel cracker cuts, because I will spend money buying pre-cut cheese, put 4 of them on one slice of bread, melted, slap another piece of bread on top. Ta-da! Where them people? We're not making bread from scratch. Excuse me. We're not making bread from scratch. And it got us thinking that's fucking real life. It's not real life. You know why most of us is out of shape and fat? Because it is damn near a full-time job to exercise. I have 3 pieces of exercise equipment in my house. And if somebody says you can find time, you cannot. Because you know why you can't find time? Because you have children, you have a job. And decompressing every night is not a waste of time. It's a freaking necessity. We have to decompress. And if that means watching reality shit TV for 2 hours, or watching reels on your phone for 2 hours while you sit on the toilet until your feet get numb and you can't feel them, that's what you need to reset for the next day. That is not a waste of time. Self-care and spending money to make you feel good is never a waste of time. Anyway, that's my TED Talk for today, everybody. Your homework assignment is to do something for yourself. Go get a pedicure. If you don't have no money, soak your feet in the tub and give yourself a pedicure. Go to the Dollar Tree and buy whatever you need. Spend $5 on stuff and sit on the edge of your tub in warm water with shampoo, if that's all you got. Soak them feet and give yourself a pedicure. Do something for yourself.